Welcome, Arnold. Good to see you. And Lisa, of course. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Welcome, Abby. Good to see you. Let's wait a few minutes for people to join. Yeah, do you like the new colors? I think it looks pretty clean. It's also much better for the eyes. And branding-wise, it's also pretty good to step aside from the standard chart. So I do like it quite a lot. But yeah, if you guys think, what the fuck is this? Let me know. Then we can I always have the old ones resting. Welcome, Wes, as well. Well, let's just get started and then join. They can join later on. Welcome, Rise Rise Baby as well. What we had since last week, like BTC over the weekend again, super slow, with very little action, which is usually last few months we have seen that over and over again. That during the weekend it's super calm, very little action, and then on the weekly open, which we saw again, you had a little sell-off, then a push higher, and now we are back in the middle. Basically, almost an exact replica of what we had last week, where we also had that super slow weekend, and then the push higher, push lower, and then eventually continued higher. Now we open the week again with like first some sell side liquidity taken, then some buy side liquidity taken, and now we are just in the range. So for me, Bitcoin is not super interesting right here. Let's see. I have to get used to it. Ik hield wel van het stoffige grijs. Okay, well, let's just see if it with time adapts. But otherwise, we can always go back. Welcome, Zlatan and Astral as well. I prefer the old colors. Okay. Let's see. We have the old colors still here, but here we have the old colors. But for now, I will stick to the art always. Old colors. What do you like the most? I personally I like this more, but I can imagine that the other is a bit cleaner for people to see. I like dark, I prefer the old. It was clearer. Yeah, okay. I will see. Maybe I can change the background color a bit lighter. But I wanted new dark screen is the best. Okay, so a bit mixed opinions. Yeah, I also like dark more for the eyes, especially if you are watching for a long time. But we'll see. For now, I just keep these, and then I will consider maybe changing it, the background a bit lighter, so that it's maybe it's a little bit easier to see. But overall, I will try to stick to a bit darker for my eyes. Beside that, for BTC, I just see it as a new range with range high right there, range low right here. And then this is our volume profile, where we are just rotating in the middle. So for BTC, I'm not really interested in trading it until we start flipping above the value area high, and then see what we do after taking out previous weekly high. Or if we go lower, I'm interested in a reaction from the old point of control. So this is our point of control with Monday's low, current Monday's low above it. I would like to see that level be swept and then maybe some structure. And then I'm interested in longs because I'm mainly still looking for longs until we at least take out previous weekly high. If we start taking out that high and then start distributing, then I'm interested in shorts. For now, I'm still leaning bullish until proven otherwise. So first, local long PY is a sweep of these levels with structure in it, but mainly interested in playing the range as always, which means range high, take out the range high and then flip structure for shorts, or take out the range low into this demand and then look for longs. So right here we are right in the middle. That's usually a no trade zone for me. Or you need to have like a super clean local range. But right now we don't have it. So for me, for Bitcoin, not really interested. Mainly interested here and here, or get like a local range where we take out that local range, give a 3 drive or anything like that, and then I'm interested in longs. Beside that, just waiting for Monday's range. Often I take very rarely a trade on Monday. So Monday I'm usually just observing, preparing, backtesting a bit. But most often from Tuesday till Friday I trade. So unless it's too clean to pass on, I often just am a spectator. So same is true today. You're using night shift on Mac? Yeah, yes, I believe I do. This one, right? Changes that the colors of my... No, it doesn't. Yeah, I like dark a lot. It's also part of my name. But the white colors, yeah, if you watch too long, and it's bad for the eyes. And this is also more in line with my branding. So I will try to see if I can maybe change the colors a little bit brighter. But I think I do like it. So we have to see. Welcome Sudo as well. Regarding USDT, which is still clean, let's clear that up. We have the new range creation, which we anticipated last week, where we have tab 1, tab 2. This is potentially tab 3 in the making. But if we compare it to the time frame of this mega range, the tab 3 can be formed here, but it can also take a bit longer. So basically this whole zone can be tab 3 eventually. So that was why last week on this bounce, I was not convinced that that was already the break. And there I said it's very likely that we are in the starting process of forming our range low, range high, and that is the new local range we can work with. And that was pretty accurate because we indeed made range low, range high, back to mid-range, validating the range. And now we can watch this local range for accumulations by taking out the low into those single prints, and then see if we get a local accumulation here, which can be the validation of the third tab on the high time frame. That will be a super clean reversal level and a reversal signal, which would indicate lower for crypto. But for now, we have to just respect the trend, which is still just high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. So until this is a really clean accumulation, it is locally bearish. So super clean levels to work with, which is look for a sweep here. Then we have potentially tab 2. Then we can watch for the same as always, which is a model 2 for a high low or a model 1 for low, and then if we get structure, play that local model, which is in which the technical target is this range high. And if we flip that level, then just above we have the 4-hour bearish market structure. If we flip that on the 4-hour, then in my opinion, the bottom on USDT is in. And then technically we could see reversal all the way back to the range high. So this is something to keep a close eye on for the coming week, where we have 1, 2, this is potentially 3 trend line. And then the technical target is the range high. So super clean levels to work with. So just setting alerts at the lows and at the highs, and then we should be good with the view on this. If instead of going to the lows, price does not sweep the low, but goes to the highs and start distributing there, so like this, that will be the more bullish idea for crypto. Because if you form a redistribution right here with your 1, your 2, and your 3, then the chances increase that we get a much lower move. So super clean range to work with, and just alert at the low and right here or at the high, and see how it develops from here. Let's see, Jules. I was at dark charts, then the chart started feeling too much to me, so I switched to white. Feels like my mind can take info better, but I love to look at the dark charts. Yeah, I was always first a dark one, then I went to white, and now I prefer the dark ones again. In my opinion, it doesn't change too much to the perspective, as long as you keep your charts a bit clean. But I like these new ones, because for me the main colors of my brand is dark, and then with blue, and with trading, almost all my setups and stuff is based on the range. So that is the only one that springs out. So you always see range low, range high in blue, and the dots, which are basically tab 1, 2, and 3. And then you can clearly see that that is the focus on the models. So I think it's pretty good, but we will see if too many people want it back to the old ones. I will try to switch a bit with the colors, but we will see. Jump out to me, hard to reconcile. So for USDT, pretty clean levels, cleaner as Bitcoin to me, but yeah, in essence, it's just the same with range high, range low. Then regarding ETH, we have the potential model, the 3-tab. It's not a really clean model 2, but more of like a 3-tab setup, which is this one right here, range high, range low, tab 2. And last week we tapped into this extreme demand, and then we broke internal structure back to bullish, basically validating this as our potential third step of the accumulation model. So now I'm watching if we come back for the value area low right here, and then get some structure to work with. Then I'm interested in longs back to the range high. But structure needs to be super clean, because I can also see price go lower again, where we maybe take out that low again, and then have a cleaner model 2 or even a model 1 would be in the making. So ETH has a bit of interest, but not the cleanest one out there. And overall, it's also just super choppy with a lot of moves from value area low to value area high, value area low, value area high. So clean range. And then you want to step in at the range extremes and not in the middle. Also here you see this volume profile with a lot of volume concentrated in the middle, where we are right now. So taking trades right here is super low probability, because you can go both ways and your invalidation is not clean. So best is to wait for the extremes, or at least for your value area high, either to be flipped or deviated and then traded the other side, or for the value area low to be deviated and flipped, or lower and then the other side. So could be interesting coming week, but for now needs way more development to offer a trade. Hype is in an interesting spot. Each time it's pushing up very strongly, but it's also in a potential model 2 distribution, in which this was our tab 1, this was the clean deviation above, and this can be the third tab of the model 2. And then, if you put your range, see here, why can't I grab it? Oh, it was locked. Yeah. Here you see it cleaner. This was your range high, deviation above, and then this is the retest of your range high, which can be potentially be your tab 2, tab 3 of the model 2 distribution. And then internally in this move, we on the 1 hour broke structure. So we had high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, where we broke structure back to bearish right here on the 1 hour. So in that case, you can say, okay, this is your break of structure, validating this as your third tab. However, on the higher time frame, you did not have a break. So then this is still a bullish move. So it's a bit between either this being a 1, 2, 3 model 2 distribution, in which your target is basically the opposite side of the range, or a structure overrules here, in which this can still be high, higher low, higher high. And then internally, this can be just a high, higher low for the higher high. We still have supply above, could also turn into model 1. So I can see both scenarios play out. However, for the short, I'm too late. I don't see an entry right here for short. So I'm just gonna look, do I get a long confirmation into this demand, which overlaps with the fib levels. So that can be the high, higher low for the higher high. So that is what I'm gonna watch. Do we get maybe a local range here and then play that one to there? If not, and we flip below it, then I missed the short, and then I'm just gonna look for longs if we come back into extreme discount again. Or if we bounce back up, maybe it can offer a short. I've not looked at the levels. We have some demand supply right here at the value area high. So if we come back for that level, that can offer a nice short right here. So more locally, here we have a lot of liquidity build up with the demand and the fib levels below. So that's my long PY. So shorts here, longs there. Pretty clean. And regarding Tao, we had that. Let's delete this. Last week, the model 1, which was on Friday, we had the, could say here 1, 2, 3, and this was the 4. And then very locally here, I took a long, which was already a bit late because I wanted to play the model 1, but we had no structure in this leg, unfortunately. And then from there on, we only had local uptrend. And then we only broke structure afterwards here. So during the stream, I said we can look for longs if we continue this local uptrend. And I think, what was it? We had basically a sweep right here. And then the internal uptrend, yeah, I longed it here. Did I long it there? Or somewhere here after the mitigation, and then higher, but I put my stop loss to break even. And I think I got stopped out right there during the weekend. So I put it to break even because I took a local trade. So then I also use a local stop loss as my invalidation. It was good to see that the model, this model 2, model 1 into model 2, played out. Since we came back for this sell at liquidity low. And then we started taking out the range highs into supply. And for now, it still looks pretty strong. We are above the value area high of this range, which is here. So as long as we are all holding above, this can just be a successful retest for higher. So I'm not really interested in shorting this. To me, this looks more like just a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high as an uptrend. So I'm not interested in shorting it. More interested if we take out the high for potential model 1. Or did we have... Yeah, we have a local supply POI. So this is basically your supply to watch for a potential model 2. If we get it. But I'm not super interested in trading it. Because we have no bearish structure in this leg. We only broke it to bearish on the, what is it, 10 minute. But anything above it is just a bullish structure from here. High, higher low, higher high. No structure break in this leg. So this can just be a high low for a higher high. So if you get weakness inside this supply, it can be worth a short. But I will personally want to de-risk it super quickly. So that it's risk-free early on. Otherwise, I think this can just continue higher and then see if you maybe get a bearish tree drive, like a model 1 distribution. That would make more sense to me compared than the high already be in. For longs, yeah, that will be the same as always. Basically waiting for range low or give a local range to work with here or flip it. But for now, yeah, we pre-planned it well. Target was hit. Right now, not the cleanest. So that are all the coins. I think pretty clean what we can expect for coming week. Crypto has been very slow, so Bitcoin is also basically not doing anything. Besides that early week scam move down and then up. So we can have a quick look at gold, which made a move. But first I'm gonna take a look at the chat. Dark is easier on the eyes for me. Yeah, same for me, same for me. It's good. Dark up on it. The best is to maybe switch every now and then, but I think a bit lighter background and a bigger depths would be nice. Yeah, I will take it into consideration. But for me personally, I really love this. It looks like Ton is forming a second step of a bigger range. I've been tracking it. I'm still in foul trade. Nice, nice, nice. That was be strong. I would have hoped that we get that entry earlier. Then I would have not moved my stop. But because I took a local trade, I had to de-risk it. But it's been trading well. Welcome, Matt. Good to see you. Do you see an entry on gold? No, I was not. I was looking at the local range earlier from high to low. But what price did basically was come back for this liquidity low, retest this high, and then it pushed higher. But for me, there was not a clean entry. Because my range was basically first this one. So I had high and low. And then here we started to, yeah, weird, just weird chop. No clean tap and then back up. So I was not looking for a clean accumulation or anything here. How you can view it basically is that you had low and then you came under it, and this was kind of a deviation move. But for me, there was no clean entry. So now I'm just viewing it as 1, 2, 3, exhaustion, and now we have range high, range low, and then this is the high probability range we now have, which means that if we start taking out the highs, I'm super interested in short developments, and if we come back down, then I'm basically looking, but I'm more interested in a higher low here in the demand compared to a sweep of the low, because as said, we only have liquidity here, and this is just basically all gap. So bulls had to step in here, which they did for now, but therefore I expect a higher low for a higher high, because I think if we take it out again, that then the chances are very likely that we will fill the imbalances right here into that demand. So locally, we created some nice demand as well. Let's see. Yeah, so sell to buy. So we have super clean demand right here. So that's a POI to look for higher lows. And then just range high for shorts. And then this demand for longs, where we have basically this 3-hour demand block. And this is the more refined level. Let's see if it aligns with the fib. Yeah, so this is super clean level to look for higher lows if we come back before taking out the range high. Price also did not take out this high, which therefore this is still a magnet to take out later. So cleanest would be if we come back here and then look for longs towards the range high, and after taking out the range high, looking for shorts if they present themselves. Besides that, we have oil still in the range, not really interested in trading it. S&P is just hitting all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. Today again all-time highs. It's insane. And silver is, it took out all this buy side liquidity. We have been on the right side, but did not have an entry trigger to trade it. Here you can see again how such a nice liquidity trail, once it reverses, it's that foil what we always talk about. So here all the stops get hit and then you get that full reversal to the other side, which is now the case. And here we basically have the same again, with only a lot of buy side liquidity. So from here, I think price wants to go to that liquidity at least. So what we locally had was here a range, push above, retest, continuation, the RIMC, which is also validated, because if we look at it, like, is this a deviation or a range breakout? They can already see this is breakout. But if you want to be sure of it and play it according to the rules, you can always put on your deviation threshold and then see tab 1, and then this red line is your deviation threshold. Well, price is clearly above it. So then you know that this was a range, initiation. Now you can look for the mitigation, continuation. For that, the first level you want to look at is the top of your range. So tap and go. And then the lower levels are the demand zones. So right here, this is demand. So what I'm looking for this week is that we started the week bullishly. And now if we get a backtest, then along. This is a super clean RIMC potential. So then we can also draw our volume profile as always. And then not extended right here. And then you see that value area high, and the POC is your highest probability reversal level. So you can basically put a second demand zone over that. And then watch how do price come back. Preferably you get some sort of a slow pullback like this and not this. If you get this, then it's highly likely that you reverse. But for now, this looks pretty strong. So if we then get a retest, you can look for continuation longs. At least that's what I'm looking for. Also because we have here all that buy side liquidity. And on the high time frame, we are also in this range. So let's see what the volume profile right here is showing. Oh, low to there. Okay, so prices right now at this whole range, which is a long range. This is already 94 days. And prices now, right now testing the value area high for the first time. So it can reject from here, but if you flip above it, then yeah, there's not much volume right here. So then it can be a pretty quick move to the upside. So looking pretty strong. But yeah, silver is one of the main front run coins I have experienced lately. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I'm prepared to get front run again. So basically that are all the coins I'm monitoring. BTC selling off a bit, I see. Future chart took the low to make a third tap. Yeah, I really have to dive into those charts, in the future charts. I guess I'm always on the wrong chart, maybe. Maybe that's it. Okay, so BTC now took out the low we made this night. Therefore, technically, you can draw a new range from low to high right there. And then see if we get, for example, 1. This is a very strong move into your tap 2, so it's not what you want to see. But if you stay within here, get back up, then I'm interested in that potential model 1, for example, into the point of control. Like that. And then take out this Sunday low, because this was created yesterday night, but it's a weekend low. So price often likes to take that out before reversing. So this is what I would like to see for the bullish case. And otherwise, if this fails and we lose the point of control, then it's likely that we will revisit the demand and last week's low. So that is the view. We do have quite a lot of volume in it. So that's what I'm looking at. And locally on the order flow, we are having some forced sellers here, probably some longs getting stopped. And yeah, probably some longs getting wiped out, which entered most likely at the top yesterday. But overall, yeah, I want just my ranges and then we can trade them. So this is potentially now a range. This is what we are seeing the buyback after taking out the low. In that case, it could be the tap 2 of the accumulation. And then if we get back tomorrow and sweep it, that would be a nice idea. And especially if this is our daily low, that's a small chance it is the daily low. But if it's the daily low, then this remains Monday's low. And if we sweep that tomorrow while forming our third tap, that will be a really nice confluence. Then break structure. And then that's a super clean long to here, and then I would expect new weekly highs as well. I believe we also have a warning sign. So let's look at the stats. BrighterData. Okay, so we have 94% of the days form after current P1. The current daily high has a warning sign, which is the high right here. And on the weekly, we have a 90% of the P1's weekly highs have a bigger wick. So the current weekly high has some statistical confluences to take it out later on, which is nice for the bullish bias and to expect at least a sweep of previous weekly high. So mainly interest in longs until we clear that, which as said, either from here and then long, or watch for the levels down below. That's it. I think coming week will be pretty promising. I'm gonna take a look at Tom because Kijos is looking at it. Tom. Yeah, this made a crazy move. Be careful though with watching for local models with this kind of price action. You need really clean breaker structures because this can often also just die down once the liquidation start coming in. Let's see, I would say this is the first big retest level, with then the other ones starting here. Like this is the biggest, this is basically your range demand. So this is where you accumulate it. So if you come back for that, you can expect a bounce, but a full retrace of that would be, yeah, not that good because that's not showing strength. But this is like your bigger horizontal level where you basically have also your structure break, your high time frame. So high, lower, low, break, higher low, higher high, potentially. So let's see. Well, you can draw range from high to low right here. You are leaving buy side liquidity behind, so that's pretty good. Tab 1, tab 1, potential tab 2 in the making, but you don't have really structure into this tab, so then this is your breaker structure, which is also probably your value area low. Yeah, that's right there. And this is the dangerous part. This was probably a lot of shorts getting squeezed and just some spot buying after that announcement. But it also means that there's no clean demand right here. So the moment this starts to unwind, you can very quickly retrace. So important to work with clean triggers. There is some local demand right here. This is your market structure low, it seems. Yes. So on the 4-hour, you don't have any structure in this leg. On the 3-hour, also not. On the 2-hour, also not. So your hourly structure, or at least the highest time frame structure you have in this leg, is your hourly structure. Basically high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if you have your range forming with your mark structure low below it, that's also a nice confluence to have, which is what we had on ton last week as well. So it's not looking too bad, especially since we have that liquidity curve above it, right there. And this could potentially be a tap 2 in the making. So I'm gonna watch, what do we have lower? We created some supply in the move down. And for now what is the deviation threshold? Okay, so deviation threshold is down here. So what you can do is that you come down here, push back in the range, then this is your tap 2, and then watch, do you get a model 1, a model 2 there, or a model 1. For now I would more look like, I want to see this push back down here, and then a model 2, because a model 1 would be very stretched out. Then it's more, then I would, it starts, yeah, it would not be really a range anymore, but more of a slow bleed down. So it's looking pretty interesting. There is potential. And locally, you are kind of, could say you locally are sort of accumulating here. So maybe if you come back up and take it tomorrow, and this can be your local accumulation, putting in the basically bullish PO3. Looks pretty interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I like this PO3 idea quite a lot, especially if we form a local accumulation here. Then this can be the PO3 in the making, then flip it, break above, and then get a reversal back up. So alert below, alert at the range high locally, and then see how it develops. Okay, that's it. Does anyone have a question or another coin? Otherwise, I think the playbook is pretty clean. Welcome, HTOP. Bit late, but better late than never. Thanks, DD, for charting ton. We'll definitely be careful. I was just looking at the potential range. Definitely risky up here, but we'll see if it reclaims. Yeah, definitely. Can watch. I think either buyers step in here, we push it back up, or if they fail to buy it back up right here, then it can be a full retrace. It's basically the same scenario as we had with gold, where you also had like a lot of liquidity below it, and then buyers need to step in right here, or you can see a full reversal. So it depends how it develops from here, but it's looking pretty good. Okay, then I think all plans are clear. I will continue a bit with watching for what background to use and stuff. but personally I do like it quite a lot. So I will not fix it too much. And yeah, I think it's also maybe you need to adapt a little bit to it. But some prefer it, some do not prefer it, but that will always remain. Personally, I don't like the white colors too much. It hurts my eyes. And I love to on Twitter let my charts speak out a bit more instead of the boring colors. Branding wise, it's also a bit smarter. Yeah, eventually, in the end, I will make the decision for sure. Okay, then I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Monday is said always a bit of preparation and just slowly, which today is definitely the case as well. Super slow price action. But for the rest of the week, I think we will have a very good week again. So looking forward to it. Alerts are set. I'm just waiting for them to be hit. And then the rest of the week, we will kill it again. So thanks for tuning in. Before I forget to ask it, leave a like if you didn't. And then I'll see you guys in the Discord and hopefully tomorrow during the stream again. So thanks and cheers.